Hey there guys and gals, and welcome back to the D4A channel. As promised during my last video, which was of me unboxing my Six Sigma bike carb jet kit, today we are going to be doing an install of that very jet kit. Now here you can see a picture of the entire jet kit along with names of what each of these parts is, as well as their intended purpose. Now if you want to see the full unboxing video of the jet kit and all the little details concerning the jet kit, of course you can click in the upper right corner and there's the suggested video, and then you can see the full unboxing video. But today we are going to be installing the jet kit. So without any more talking, let's get right to it. Now the first thing we are going to install are going to be our pilot jets. Now to locate our pilot jets, we need to turn our carbs upside down and access our float balls. And then we have to remove our float ball cover, which is held in by these 3 screws. Once you have removed the float ball cover, you can see all the jets that are inside. And here we have the pilot jet, the main jet, and the fuel enrichment jet, which is active when our choke is active. Now, unlike the other 2 jets, as you can see, the fuel enrichment jet has no indent in it, which means it cannot be replaced. To replace our pilot jet, simply get a thin flathead screwdriver and unscrew the pilot jet. Be careful, as old jets can be kind of brittle, so take it easy and remove it slowly, and also be careful not to damage the float ball because it's very fragile. Once you have removed the pilot jet, here we can see the old one versus the new one. You can install the new pilot jet, which is just the opposite of the removal. While we are still in the float ball, we can also install our main jets, whose process of installation and removal is pretty much identical to the pilot jets. And you simply unscrew the old one and screw in the new main jet. Now, this procedure has to be repeated for all 4 of the carbs in the entire assembly. So when replacing the float ball covers, my honest recommendation is to replace the Phillips head screws as well. They easily get damaged or stripped, and removing them in that case is really painful. So in my case, what I did, I replaced the Phillips head screws with some Allen screws, which updated and improved the looks of my carbs, but also prevented future cases of bolt stripping and pains in that general area. So after we are done with the float balls, we can proceed to our next area of jetting, and that's our throttle slides. Now our throttle slide is located right here underneath this cover, so the first step is to of course remove this top cover on the carbs, which is held down by just 3 bolts. Now once you remove the 3 bolts, do hold the cover down, because inside there's a spring, and if you do not hold the cover down, it's just going to pop off and the spring is going to be sent off flying in a random direction. So carefully remove the top cover and then retrieve the spring. Once you have removed the top cover, you have access to the little rubber diaphragm and you can remove the entire slide. So when it comes to the throttle slide, the part we are specifically concerned with is the needle jet. Now the needle jet is right here, and to get access to it, we need to remove this upper part of the throttle slide. Thankfully, the people who made the Cahin carbs were really considerate, so all you gotta do to remove the top part is get one of those top cover bolts, screw them in right here, get some pliers, and pull. And once you pull out this part, the needle will simply fall out. Now taking a closer look at the needle, and what we are going to be doing here is replacing these little shims. Now the Six Sigma jet kit comes with nylon shims and these silver shims, which are pretty much the same as this shim installed from the factory. So we are going to remove the little silver shim and then install 1 nylon shim and 1 silver shim. This is going to effectively raise the height of the needle, thus allowing more air to come in through the main jet. Once we have installed our shims, we are going to put the needle back inside the throttle slide, and then put the little needle retainer back in place, which needs to be pushed in, and you need to hear a little snapping or clicking sound to know that it's, properly positioned. After that, we can put our throttle slide inside the carbs, being careful not to damage the needle. And then we are going to take our spring and we are going to pack it carefully inside the top cover, and then also carefully install it so it snaps into the throttle slide. Now this may not work the first time because it's a bit fiddly, but after a few tries you'll get the hang of it, and it's at the end a pretty easy process. So once everything is back in place, simply just put the bolts back in their place, and we are done when it comes to the needle height adjustment. Now, while we are in the throttle slide area, there are two more things that we can do here. And number one is to clip the little spring, and number two is to drill an additional hole in the throttle slide. Now, the Six Sigma Jet Kit comes with a tiny little drill bit for the purpose of drilling the slide, and when it comes to the spring, you can simply cut it off with some pliers. You start by cutting off one coil and then see what the results are. But for the time being, I will not be doing these mods because, as you can read here, the spring and slide hole mod are for extreme driving and they can adversely affect low speed drivability. So what I'll be doing is I'll be installing my bike carbs as they are and seeing if I'm happy with the throttle response, and in the case that I'm unhappy, I will definitely be doing these mods to try and improve the throttle response. One last mod we need to do to make the Six Sigma Jet fully functional is to plug this air jet right here. As you can see, this is the location of the air jet in the picture, and now I'm going to show you where it sits on the carbs. To access the air jet, we need to remove our trumpets, which are held by this retainer, which is held down by 4 screws. So once you remove the screws, remove the trumpet, and here you can see the air jet. Now, since I assume you know how to use some silicone and plug a hole, I will not be taking your time by showing you footage of me plugging this hole with silicone, as it's very straightforward to do. So there you have it, boys and girls, one fully jetted set of bike carbs. I hope the explanation of the jet kit install was clear and simple. If it wasn't, you know the drill. Comment section, it's right down there. Ask away and I'll try to answer. So that's it when it comes to the bike carbs. They are now ready to be installed on the 4AG, and I'll be installing them really soon and seeing how they behave and whether they need more jetting and or adjustments. So what's coming up in the next videos is that I'll be working really hard to try and fire up the bike carb converted 4AG as soon as possible, and I expect that we will have it running in maybe a week or 10 days, tops. So definitely stay tuned for that, and I'm planning to probably do a live stream of the first start of the 4AG, but I will do a detailed announcement of when that will be happening. So I guess that's pretty much it for today. As always, thanks a lot for watching. Ring the notifications bell to never miss videos from the D4A channel, and also consider liking, subscribing, sharing, and yeah, that's it. That's pretty much all you can do. So thanks for watching, and see you soon on the D4A channel.